You want a tip on how I keep up with the pace of this election cycle? Hang around until the end of this video to learn how to unlimit your information with ground news. The Donald Trump administration is really shaping up to be an authoritarian nightmare. Unless, of course, you're into authoritarianism and then, it's going to be the greatest administration of all time. It's going to be, presumptively, filled with sycophants and bootlickers and the most loyal of loyal idiots for Donald Trump. The most loyal of lapdogs for Donald Trump and his agenda to exact revenge and retribution against those who have wronged Donald Trump. Not to those who have criminal intent against the United States. No, people who have personally wronged or stepped out of line relative to what Donald Trump believes is best for his self-interest. He made this announcement about Kash Patel that we're going to get into here on True Social. I am proud to announce that Kash Patel will serve as the next director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Kash is a brilliant lawyer, investigator, and America First fighter who has spent his career exposing corruption, defending justice, and protecting the American people. He has done no such thing. He played a pivotal role in uncovering the Russia hoax, standing as an advocate for truth, accountability, and the Constitution. He did no such thing. Kash did an incredible job during my first term, capitalized F&T, where he served as Chief of Staff at the Department of Defense, Deputy Director of National Intelligence, and Senior Director for Counterterrorism at the National Security Council. Kash also tried over 60 jury trials. This FBI will end the growing crime epidemic in America. There is no growing crime epidemic. Crime is absolutely plummeting, in violent crime especially. Dismantle the migrant criminal gangs and stop the evil scourge, or as Donald Trump calls it, scourge, of human and drug trafficking across the border. Kash will work under our great Attorney General, Pam Bondi, presumptive, Pam Bondi, to bring back fidelity, bravery, and integrity to the FBI. Kash Patel is a dangerous demagogue and bootlicking, ass-licking Trump loyalist. That's what he is. He's a brown noser. He is a QAnon adherent, or at least sympathetic, or flirts with QAnon. Here are a couple posts here. Look at this. Signed somebody's book, or signed a book that somebody bought and said, "To Jeffrey, thanks for your support," blah, blah, blah. In this, I can't read as chicken scratch, but what I can read is WWG1WGA, which is where we go one, we go all, which is the slogan, the mantra, the cult cry from QAnon. Here's another one where he posted, I believe, on Truth Social, if I'm looking at the colors of the social media here, "Having beer with Q right now." This is what I want to explain to you, though, just how dangerous this is. I did a video on December 6th of 2023, nearly 1 year ago today, where when Kash Patel's name was being floated as a possible director for the Central Intelligence Agency, this absolutely unqualified, no law enforcement experience, no deeply rooted career in intelligence gathering, no defense, none of that. Never served, was never a cop, was never an FBI agent. Only because of Donald Trump's appointments to position does Kash Patel have any relevant experience whatsoever, and it doesn't give him experience. So anyway, on December 5th, December 6th was here's the video title, Steve Bannon and Kash Patel outlined the scheme to fill government with insurrectionists. That's my title. And I played a clip that I'm going to play for you here, about 2 minutes or so. And it is Kash Patel and Steve Bannon commiserating about what they will do, MAGA world, what Kash Patel will do if he indeed becomes the CIA director. Now it's even worse, because there's a prohibition against the CIA operating against American citizens. There is no such prohibition, of course, for the FBI. And they are talking here about what they can do. And it's the answer that Kash Patel gives that gives us, one, a scary preview into the Donald Trump administration and what their priorities are, but also what he's willing to do for Donald Trump. Watch this.
Do you feel highly confident that when you go back and as a senior member of this administration, President Trump's administration, starting in the afternoon of the 20th of January of 2025, do you feel confident that you will be able to deliver the goods, that we can have serious prosecutions and accountability? And I want the Morning Joe producers that watch us and all the producers that watch us, this is just not rhetoric. We're absolutely dead serious. We're not. You cannot have a constitutional republic and allow what these deep staters have done to the country. The deep state, the administrative state, the fourth branch of government, never mentioned in the Constitution, is going to be taken apart brick by brick. And the people that did these evil deeds will be held accountable and prosecuted, criminal prosecutions. Kash, I know you're probably going to be head of the CIA. But do you believe that you can deliver the goods on this in a pretty short order the first couple of months so we can get rolling on prosecutions?
Yes, we got the bench for it, Bannon, and you know those guys. I'm not going to go out there and say their names right now so the radical left-wing media can terrorize them. But, excuse me, the one thing we learned in the Trump administration the first go-around is we got to put in all America patriots top to bottom. And we got them for law enforcement. We got them for intel collection. We got them for offensive operations. We got them for DOD, CIA, everywhere. And the one thing we will do that they never will do is we will follow the facts and the law and go to courts of law and correct these justices and lawyers who have been prosecuting these cases based on politics and actually issuing them as lawfare. We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice. And Steve, this is why they hate us. This is why we're tyrannical. This is why we're dictators, because we're actually going to use the Constitution to prosecute them for crimes they said we have always been guilty of, but never have.
First of all, Steve Bannon's asking the prospective CIA director about prosecutions and accountability, something that the CIA director would have no course of action in, no control or even concern with, not in the purview of the Central Intelligence Agency. To which, so he says, do you feel confident that you will be able to deliver the goods as CIA director, now he's going to be FBI director, that we can have serious prosecutions and accountability? And he wants the Morning Joe producers who are watching, the people who he wants criminally charged, criminally prosecuted, criminally sentenced for what crime, they never say. They just talk about evil in these weird nebulous terms. The answer, we got to put in all America patriots top to bottom. And we got them for law enforcement. We got them for intel collection. We got them for offensive operations. What offensive operations would those be? To be on the offensive operationally. We got them for DOD, CIA, everywhere, says Kash Patel. This will be an administration of retribution, of revenge, for personal gripes that Donald Trump has. That he was almost held accountable, if not for the slow inaction of Merrick Garland. We may have seen a prosecution in this case, but let's deal with reality on reality's terms. Joe Biden picked the wrong man to head the DOJ, and here we are. Tom Nichols, who's not some bleeding heart liberal, was on MSNBC yesterday, I believe. And he had this to say about just how troubling this particular pick for FBI director is and what it portends for the United States.
And this is just incredibly dangerous. And you're starting to put together, we don't know what will happen with the Hegseth nomination, but you put together Tulsi Gabbard as DNI, John Ratcliffe, another loyalist at CIA, Kash Patel at the FBI, Pam Bondi at Justice. You have the makings of, a not so slow motion authoritarian takeover of the United States government. And people ought to be really concerned about this.
People ought to be concerned about this, says Tom Nichols. Again, not some liberal, not some leftist, conservative through and through there, but recognizes the real threat of putting unqualified idiots whose only qualification is to have a taste for Donald Trump's taint. That's it. What have you done, Kash Patel? What's your qualification for this job? Well, I love Donald Trump's grundle butter. That's what makes me perfect to be the FBI director. It's not going to be good. It's worse than we could have imagined. Trying to get Matt Gaetz to be the leader of the DOJ. Kash Patel, the most dangerous, unhinged, unqualified individuals at the highest echelons of power. People with power. The FBI director is a powerful position. Anyway, what do you think? Voicemail line is open, as are the comments. 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Please consider supporting independent media, this independent media, if I am your choice, if I bring you value. $2 a month. You can click the join button below, become a channel member. You can also go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Follow me on social media. I'm on Blue Sky and elsewhere at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. And I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another. This presidential election is going to be the most pivotal in modern American history. Once you've cast your vote, though, you need to think beyond the implications of this particular election. Disinformation and right-wing extremism, they aren't going away anytime soon. With the amount of voices in the discourse, it is easier than ever to be misled or misinformed. You need to be able to critically assess the news that you're ingesting. Where can you do that? Ground News. They're an independent, nonpartisan news platform dedicated to exposing any hidden agendas in the information you consume. I find Ground News valuable because they show which way news outlets lean politically, who funds them, and whether their reporting is honest. Use Ground News' app, website, or browser extension to instantly access all the perspectives on any issue and avoid being manipulated. Plus, if you sign up for their Vantage plan, you can access features designed to highlight opposing narratives on the left and the right and expose your own blind spots too. I regularly encourage everybody in my audience to avoid echo chambers and to check the facts. You are well aware just how rapidly the lies of Trump and others can be spread and how long that they can linger. Go to ground.news/Dollemore or just scan this QR code for integrity-driven news that you can trust and confidently share with others. Sign up with me and you'll get a huge deal on the same top-tier Vantage plan that I use. With our very democracy at stake this season, it is essential that you are clearly informed. Subscribe to Ground News today, and remember, the fight for democracy doesn't stop after November 5th. It's just getting started.